you're the social media queen. I have to hear, right?
Okay.
Come on, right? All right, so you guys all know each other, right? So I'm gonna start with Heidi. You already started talking about it. Um, that you know, you're in the luxury market. Do anything differently with social media on Facebook, or on Instagram, and other things that you?
So as it relates to the clients, they're usually very private people. So depending upon their level of privacy, I may not celebrate them. I'll celebrate the property. But again, it's that authentic piece. It's our authentic videos that we shoot. And I'd love to say I did this strategically, but I didn't. Most of my Facebook crowd are you guys. It's agents around the country. So they're watching what I'm doing, and that helped build the agent-to-agent referral for me. Like, for example, this month, at the end of the month, we're closing on a $5.8 million house for a lead that came through Facebook of an agent in Virginia looking for somebody to help their friends that just sold their company for millions of dollars. And who do you know in the Clearwater, Tampa, St. Pete market? So, like, the feed fills up, and the cheerleaders come out, right? I don't have a cheerleading squad.
I'll be your cheerleader.
I hit the. Oh yeah.
Yeah, she has a squat right there.
How dare you?
But I hit her up. I hit her up directly. Obviously, she did her research. She was a researcher, and she watched a video that my daughter and I just shot. And she thought it was the perfect property for the client. She loved that we were authentic and not stuffy, because that's not the kind of people that her clients were. And she felt like she knew us from a property marketing video. Like, it's that authentic piece. We think that we need to have this Hollywood production, or at least I did. I thought I had to have a Hollywood production for luxury real estate. No, you need to have an authentic production. And for me, it's fun, right? My last name is Joy. If I'm not having fun, I'm not doing it.
That's right. Daniela, what about you?
So who here uses social media at a high level? Right? Okay. So do you think if people went on to your pages, they would say you're in real estate? Yes. Are you implementing on a daily basis, posting content that is relevant to your database? Okay, awesome. So, like, for example, I make sure that I'm posting intentionally 3 times a day, and it's going to be real estate, it's going to be something about my family, it's going to be some kind of informational content, so that I'm constantly on their feeds. But again, I'm treating that Facebook, Instagram, I'm treating them as my database, but I'm also letting them know that I'm the unofficial mayor of my city. So I had made sure that people know that I'm the go-to in the Houston area, and I know, I mean, it's truly genuine. Like, I know my mayor, I know my, like, you name it, the sheriffs, the local elected officials, I know them all, so they come to me whenever they need anything. So I have made sure that I am that, like, person on social media, that I'm posting, just things that I feel like are gonna be relevant, they're gonna be funny, that we're giving back to nonprofits. So I'm making sure that everyone knows who I am, because I think it's NAR statistics show that, first two, you gotta be top of mind. And most people are gonna think of 2 names. You wanna be those 2 names. So I'm trying to make sure that my clients and my sphere of influence think of me when they think of real estate.
And when you say you post 3 times a day, when do you post those?
I post in the morning, afternoon, and evening, but sometimes because, like, travel and stuff, I get, like, behind, but I'm trying to constantly post stories on, Instagram and Facebook. The great thing about, now is that you can post on Instagram and it's going to post it automatically to Facebook. So I'm showing stories of, like, what my life is about, and I had to get really, I had to finally have a moment where I was trying to, look professional all the time, that I was posting stuff, and I was like, people need to see the real me, and the real me sometimes looks really ratchet, and I'm wearing a hoodie and no bra, and I'm doing stuff nonetheless, but people had to know Daniela as well at a deeper level. So I just had to just start showing who I was so that people can relate to my life and what I'm doing and why I'm passionate about real estate. And by the way, I just, do all these things in my community.
So Nikki, you have over 50,000 people in your, I'm going to say your group, your database, whatever you want to call it. And how often do you post real estate content? Do you disperse it in? How do you-
Never.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so how do they know that you're in real estate?
So there are a couple of ways they know how I'm in real estate. So first of all, when they come into the group, you have the option of asking 3 questions. So I ask them, I think one of the questions is, would you let us be your real estate team? So I sprinkle it in. I'll give you an example. So yesterday, somebody made this amazing post about how, like, before you die, you should make sure so that your house doesn't go in probate, do all these things and get a will and like all the things, right? These are the things you need to do so that if you ever pass away, estate planning, but if you ever pass away, make sure somebody has your passwords and just really useful, incredible information. So I'll go into my group and I'll say, I have so many clients that have to go through probate when they go to sell their home. But I never say, I'm your local realtor. Hire me. Like, that's just never going to happen. But I'll sprinkle it in subtly so that every time I have a post, it's like, when I sell homes, this is what happens. This information might be really helpful for you so that you never have to go through probate. So it's kind of, I don't want to flare it out there. I just want to kind of subconsciously sprinkle it in.
That's smart that you actually just use you got information from someone else, and now you're providing out value.
Exactly. I'm adding value
Yeah.
constantly. What Christina was saying about don't let Google be the news. I make sure that I am the breaking news for anything that happens in my area. If there's like a new community coming up, or that's pretty much how I started my group, was I would make sure, I'd see a realtor posting, hey, look at this new community. I'd grab it and be like, in my group, I just found out about this new community. But like, I got it before the news picked it up. So I was stalking like events that are happening on Eventbrite, and then I would post it in my group, and people like, oh my gosh. And that's how it snowballed, is people were like, did you hear from Boca Moms that this thing happened and that thing happened? And so if you can just grab that information before they pick it up from somewhere else, they tell their friends, like, you got to join Boca Moms because that's where you're going to get all the information from before anything else happens. Where'd you hear it from? Oh, Boca Moms. It's like, it's a thing. Yeah, if you go to Boca, they'll be like, have you joined Boca Moms?
Well, people are getting bombarded with news on a national level, and you have to break it down and give it to them on a hyper local level, because they're coming from a fear and a mindset that you have to say, hey, let's calm down, let's figure out, this is not what's really happening, this is what's happening in your market. So again, you're wanting to be the first one to deliver the news.
Yeah, and then also when I go on listing appointments, it's really a great value add to be like, I can put your listing in front of 30,000 people. And also, by the way, I have a Facebook group with 2,500 agents that I can post your listing as many times as I want. So I would recommend starting a Facebook group for your local area because it is a huge value add.
And then, you guys all mentioned Facebook. It looks like you guys all use Facebook. So
Yeah.
what other social media platform do you guys use? TikTok? Do you use?
Oh God, I don't have the energy for any of that dancing stuff.
Or Story or
So
Instagram.
I love that question, right?
Yeah.
So there's so many social media courses that you can take and do this here and do that there. And, it's just like anything else. You're going to be a jack of all trades and a master of none. And I've realized that my demographic is Facebook, right? My daughter, who is now my business partner, her demographic is Instagram. Well, you go be over there and be awesome and be you and do the 3 times a day, and she's just like you and whatever. That's not me. But I do time block to get in Facebook where I feel comfortable to communicate, to talk, to be part of other people's lives. And then I steal people's pictures, and then I put that on a send-out card and I send it to them. Tip that I picked up from another realtor. because I would never do that otherwise. And it's all automated. I take the picture, I send it to the company, they mail, because I'm still old school, and I get excited when you send me something in the mail, like, oh my God, somebody sent me a note, yay! Or if you're like my friend Orly and you send me flowers, then I get a full-on backflip. But I mean, like, those things still matter. So we need to, I think, yes, be online, but also don't be afraid to be in the mailbox and be face-to-face and have a call to action. Come meet me, come see me, and take that from online to offline.
Yeah.
I only use Facebook and Instagram. I don't do TikTok because I thought I had to do dances in order to get on it. So I was like, oh, I cannot dance. And then I remember my marketing director 2 years ago, she's like, all right, you have to do this dance in order to become like popular. I was like, oh, damn it. So I did it, like the pie dance. I said, this is not me. Like, this is just not me. I can't do TikTok. So no TikTok. I do
Isn't
Facebook.
TikTok going away today anyway?
Pa-
Yeah, so.
So good.
job.
Good thing I didn't do.
You saved your
But-
time.
But definitely, I think going to YouTube, it's just such a huge space that we all should be trying to implement and do at a high level. If it's something that you're comfortable with, and that's the space I'm trying to get in. I'm currently at 13 followers, so if anybody wants to take the time to follow me, please let me know. My kids brought that up at in Seattle last week. Like, you only have 13 followers, but Facebook for sure. Like, find where your comfort is. Like, and for me, Facebook.
And I want to just say that I also am not very strategic about, shocking, about when I post. I don't time block. I just kind of go on, and if it resonates with me, like cool, I went to an event, and I saw Erin Andrews speaking, and I was like, oh my gosh, she's amazing. I didn't know who she was before the event, but she was amazing. And then she happened to be outside when I was outside, and I was like, can I get a selfie? So I posted it. And that was an event where the mayor, there were like 300 people in the room, and the mayor came up to me and he's like, hi, Nikki, how are you? I just wanted to come and say hi, because I have 30,000, 50,000 constituents like sitting in a group. So it's like I literally have an online mayor presence that the mayor wants to be part of. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah, you do. Yes. Definitely follow her. She's amazing. So, but also, you know what? How do you guys, all you guys can answer this. How do you get them to engage with you? Like, how do you have them to respond to your posts? You do really good at that.
You have to post questions,
Yes,
right? Like, I think
questions at
if
the
you're just
end.
posting like Happy Friday, well, you probably get likes. But if you're saying, hey, Happy Friday, what are you guys doing this weekend? Like, if you're posting engaging questions, you're gonna get answers, and you need to, obviously reply back to them, because again, you're looking at the algorithm, so you want to make sure you're replying to the people. But definitely post engaging questions or things that are going to get people wanting to talk to you. But if you're just posting something with people, you're just going to get likes and hearts.
And also, if you have people, I know that a lot of people are afraid to ask questions because they're afraid nobody's going to respond. So just ask your friends to reply. Just be like, listen, I'm making a post. I'm really nervous. I'm going to ask a question. Could you just respond to it for me? So, and then you'll get more confident doing it.
And then obviously just test, right? Like, test things out. Whenever I post anything with my shoes, I get a lot of responses. And my shoes last week were some fuzzy slippers with some happy faces on them that I picked up in Vegas because my feet hurt. And it was like all of this stuff. Apparently, they've been trending for 4 years. Who knew? Because I don't wear things like that. I wear shoes like this. And just something weird like that. And that was a nice segue for me to talk about real estate without talking about real estate, because I have these really ugly slippers on my feet because I was in Vegas at a real estate conference for 6 days.
But then you are talking about real estate, but not really.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I do that too. That's good.
And
sneaky.
the other thing is that, when you post, like, if you could tag someone, make sure that person know that you're tagging them.
Oh, yes.
Because if they respond, it goes a much bigger, wider network, right? Yeah.
I don't really tag people.
You sometimes do. Not a lot. Yeah.
Not really. Sometimes.
So.
But like for your event, I would totally tag
Right.
everyone.
Thank you. I
Yeah, of
appreciate
course, because who wouldn't want to be here? This is amazing.
it. Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. So for the audience today, so what is the one thing they should really do for social media? Could be Facebook, could be YouTube, could be Instagram. What's the one thing you think they should do?
Be authentic.
Yeah.
Have I said that enough today?
I'm going to say that before I make a post, I literally sit with it and I feel in my body because I'm a very energetic, I live in 5D, okay? I live in the fifth dimension. I'm not even joking, it's a little weird. But when I'm making a post, the energy that you are in at the time that you are creating the post is the energy that is going to go out. So it's really important to sit with the post and say, okay, does this feel light or heavy? Is this like a light thing? Do I want this to go out now, or should I change a couple things? So for me, that's true authenticity, is like sitting with it and really feeling like, is this the energy that I want to put out?
Both great advices. I think it's as well is, you know, when I post things, I'm like, is it educational? Am I sending something positive? And not everything is always going to be positive and great in your life, but I do try when I do post something that I'm not going to be negative. Like, I don't want to be that kind of energy for someone else. So I try not to post those things. But the other thing I would just say, continue to feed your social media pages. I make sure I'm adding people organically. Like, if I don't know you, I'm not going to accept you because I'm like, first of all, I think it's kind of creepy. But I just make sure that I'm constantly adding people to my database, which is social media.
Yeah, it took you a while to accept my friend request. I still remember that. But now we're friends. That's all good. Well, thank you, ladies. Amazing. Can I get you something?